What is a news day?
News day is where we get put into the groups, and then we have to produce either a radio show or a TV show every week. And within that, it's usually a 15-minute show, depending on how much prep you've actually done, but it's stated it has to be a 15-minute show.
What roles have you played in the news days?
I've played producer for about maybe 6 weeks consecutively, just stressful. And then I've done sport, entertainment. I've done two ways on serious like political topics and newspaper reviews, that kind of thing. And then like tech roles, say like auto cue, floor manager, camera op. So it's really good because you get to have sort of like that variety where you get to do like loads of different roles, and then sometimes you get told, like the newspaper review, I was going to do that, and then 15 minutes before air, we're not doing that now. So it's good because you get that experience and you get that rehearsal time, but you sort of get the realisation of, it's a newsroom, and if you don't have time, then it gets cut kind of thing.
How successful do you think it was, your news days?
I think it was really successful. I don't think the shows were successful, but it was really successful in the sense that you actually had to work so hard and you had to get on with everyone, and we are such a tight-knit group in like second year, but as soon as you have to work together, it's completely different from, hanging out with your friend than what it is working with them. And it's caused, like, I'd say in my group especially, it's caused a lot of controversy, but we've sort of powered through, and I guess that's why it's brought us closer together.
Would you have made any changes?
I'd say the only change I would make is probably at the start of Newsday. I always started straight away having like a meeting, have like that group meeting where you get on with each other really well and you talk about what do you want to do. And when I was producer, I always made sure that I had like a written list of everyone and everyone's roles and what they were doing, so that everyone knew where they were at. Whereas when other people took over, for instance, they didn't want to do that, they wanted to be really laid back, and that caused a lot of stress for everyone because during the week in like the prep, they'd forget what they were doing, then they come in the day and we'll have to start all over again. So it sort of delays us. So I guess you've just got to be strict and strong to begin with and just stick to your gut.
So what's your favourite part of a news day?
That sense of fulfilment at the end of it, that's my favourite thing.
So what don't you like about a news day?
I'd probably say, honestly, I don't like maybe, it's sort of strict, like I said, and it's good because, it gets you in the mentality of it. But I'd say people who don't understand that it has to be, they still think it's university when it's not, it's that practice. So that, say in the summer or something, if you get like a placement at ITV, BBC, or any of those places, you can walk in and you're going to be completely fine.
Do you have any tips for those starting their news days?
I would say be headstrong, be full of ideas and full of creativity and enthusiasm, and just enjoy it.
Thank you.